Then welcome once again to my online physics classes. So in this video we'll discuss about the capacitance or capacity of a capacitor or condenser. This is the capacitance or capacity of capacitor, but capacitor is also known as condenser. But what is capacitor or condenser? A capacitor is a device which is used to store electric charge. That means a capacitor has the ability to store electric charge. But when charge is given to a capacitor, the potential of the capacitor increases. That means with the increase in charge given to a capacitor, the potential of the capacitor is also increases. That is, charge given to a capacitor directly proportional to increase in potential. That is, Q is proportional to V. When you remove the proportional sign, equal sign and constant, and here we use the constant C. Q equal to CV, and this C is called proportional constant and is known as capacitance of the capacitor. Now we'll define what is capacitance of a capacitor. From this relation we can write C equal to Q by V. If V is 1, if V equal to 1, then C will be equal to Q, C equal to Q. That means the capacitance of a capacitor is the amount of charge required to increase its potential by unity. 1 means unity, and this is the definition of capacitance of a capacitor. Now, what is the SI unit of capacitance? So, we have C equal to Q by V. So, to know the SI unit of C, we should know the SI unit of Q, SI unit of V. Q means charge. So, SI unit of electric charge is coulomb, and V means volt, means potential. So, SI unit of potential is volt. So, this coulomb by volt, this term is known as farad, which is denoted by capital F. That means the SI unit of capacitance is farad. So, how can we define farad? So, farad is equal to coulomb by volt. So, 1 farad means 1 coulomb by 1 volt. That means the capacitance of a capacitor is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb of charge is required to increase its potential by 1 volt. So, now we'll discuss some practical units of capacitance of a capacitor. We have already learned that the SI unit of capacitance is farad. But farad represents huge amount of capacitance, which is impractical. So that's why in practical cases we use some smaller unit of capacitance. The smaller unit of capacitance are, first one is millifarad. Milli means out of 1000. 1 by 1000 means 10 to the power minus 3 farad. Next is microfarad. Micro means double milli, means 10 to the power minus 6 farad. Next is the nanofarad. Nano means 9. So 10 to the power minus 9 farad. And pico means double micro, means 10 to the power minus 12 farad. But most of the cases we use microfarad and picofarad. Now we'll discuss about the dimensional formula of capacitance. So we know that C equal to Q by V. But V means potential. Potential means amount of work done to bring charge. That means potential equal to work done divided by charge. If we multiply, in the top will be Q into Q, Q square by W. But we already know that I equal to Q by T, so Q equal to I into T. That means current equal to flow of charge divided by time. So charge equal to current into time. So instead of Q, we can write IT, and there is a square, we write square and W. But what is the dimensional formula of I? I mean current. Current is ampere A, and time is T, so T. So both having square, so A square T square. And dimensional formula of work done is M L square T to the power minus 2. If this term we bring up, then it comes to M to the power minus 1, L to the power minus 2, T to the power 4, and A square. And this is the dimensional formula of capacitance. Now we'll discuss one very important question which is frequently asked in the exam. And this question carries 3 marks. So what is that question? So what is parallel plate capacitor? Derive an expression for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So from the name itself, it suggests that parallel plate capacitor consists of 2 parallel plates. Mean 2 plates, they placed parallel to each other, separated by small distance. That means a parallel plate capacitor consists of 2 large parallel conducting plates separated by a small distance. So now our duty is to determine the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. So first we consider A, area of each plate. Capital A is the area of each plate, and D, small d, is the separation between the 2 plates, and sigma, this is the surface charge density. Surface charge density means charge per unit area, and total charge is Q. If area is A, that means sigma equal to Q by A. Sigma is surface charge density, means charge per unit area. Here is charge is Q, area is A, so sigma equal to Q by A. In place of sigma we can write Q by A. That means charge per unit area. And V, potential difference between the 2 plates, and E is the intensity of electric field between the 2 plates. We have already learned the relation between E and V. So what is the expression for E? This is the expression for E. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. And for V potential, 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R. Here is R, here is R square. So this term can be expressed as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R into 1 by, but this term is the potential. So E equal to this is the V divided by R, V by R. And this is the relation between intensity of electric field in potential. Mean intensity equal to potential divided by distance. So here is intensity E, potential is V, but distance is not R, distance is D. That means E equal to V by D. So from Gauss law in chapter 1 we have already learned Gauss law. What is Gauss law? Mean the line integral of electric field over closed path is equal to total charge divided by epsilon naught. Total charge enclosed by the surface divided by epsilon naught. This is the Gauss law. And by using Gauss law, we have already calculated in chapter 1 that intensity of electric field due to a charge plate, this is the charge plate, is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Since there are 2 plates, so intensity of electric field between the 2 plates will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus again for this plate also sigma by 2 epsilon naught. If we take common 2 epsilon naught, so it will be E equal to sigma plus sigma, mean 2 sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. If we cancel 2, then sigma or E equal to sigma by epsilon naught. This is we consider as equation 1. Just now we have learned that the relation between intensity and potential. The intensity of electric field is potential divided by distance, but here distance is R. So V by D. So comparing equation 1 and 2, left side equal, so right side also equal. V by D equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Therefore, V equal to this sigma D by epsilon naught. Now, capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. So, capacitance C equal to Q by V. So, what is Q? So, we know that from here sigma equal to Q by A. That means sigma is the surface charge density, means charge per unit area. Therefore, Q equal to sigma A. So, instead of Q, we can write sigma A, and V is sigma D by epsilon naught. If sigma cancel, so C naught equal to epsilon naught A by D. But see, this is the parallel plate capacitor. The space between, this is the parallel plate capacitor. The space between two plates is air. So the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor when the space between the plate is filled with air is denoted by C naught. So that's why we write here C naught, C naught, C naught. Means the space between the two plates is filled with air. So this is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor when the space between the two plates is filled with air. If the space between the two plates is filled with a dielectric medium of dielectric constant K, then capacitance. Then in this case, capacitance is not denoted by C naught, C. So C equal to epsilon naught Ka by D. Here extra is K, where K is called dielectric constant. Now we'll discuss factor on which capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor depends. So we have learned that the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor when the space between two plates is filled with air is C naught equal to epsilon naught A by D. So from this relation, it is clear that the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor depends on area of the plate. That means area of the plate and capacitance is directly proportional. That means capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor increases with the increase in area of the plate. And another factor is separation between the two plates. This is inversely proportional. That means the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor increases when the distance between the two plates decreases. This is inversely proportional. So the main factor on which the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor depends on are number 1 area of the plate and number 2 is the separation between the two plates. So now sometimes they ask, this is the small question, how is the capacitance of a capacitor depend on the separation between the two plates? We have already discussed the capacitance of a capacitor decreases with the increase in separation or increases with the decrease in separation between the two plates. So now what is the effect of dielectric medium introduced between the parallel plate capacitor? That means what happened when the space between two parallel plate capacitor is replaced, the air is replaced by another dielectric medium, whether the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor increases or decreases. We know that if we take the ratio of C by C naught, we will get K. But the value of K is always greater than 1. We have already learned in chapter 1. That means C by C naught greater than 1. That means C is greater than C naught. That means when the space between two plates having air is replaced the air by a dielectric medium of dielectric constant K, then capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor increases. Thus, capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor increases when we introduce the dielectric medium between the two plates. Very, very important question.